The 5 Little Stars. She closed her eyes and made a wish. She wished she could have 5 little stars. She wished they were hers to hold in her hands, to keep close to her heart and to care for and to love forever. When she opened her eyes, something caught her eye. There were 5 twinkling stars all in a row. She knew these would be hers when the time was right. They would be there waiting. Time passed, and when the time was right, her first little star came to her. She knew this star was a boy, so she named him Gabriel. He was so beautiful. She was so happy. This was the most wonderful feeling that she had ever known. This little star was hers to keep. She took him in her hands and took care of him. She loved him with all of her heart. Gabriel gave her so much joy in her life, she loved every minute of it. Some time passed and the second little star came to her. She also knew this star would be a boy, she named him Javier. And as with the first star, she took him in her hands and she held him close to her heart. She took care of him and loved him as much as she did her first star. Javier was such a beautiful star. She couldn't believe her eyes. The young woman was so thrilled to have 2 stars to love with all of her heart. Each time she thought of them, her eyes filled with tears of joy. Some time after, another little star came to her. This one was also a boy, so she named him James. She took her new little star in her hands and she held him close to her heart. She cared for him and loved him as much as her first 2 little stars. He was so gorgeous she couldn't believe this little star was also hers to keep. Now she had 3 little stars to care for. She loved them all so very much. She watched them grow and she admired them every day. She would take them out and show them to the world. As she enjoyed and took care of them, the years went by. She was in shock when the last 2 little stars that she had wished for came to her at the same time. She could hardly believe her good fortune. She had always wanted all boys, but when she had made her wish so long ago, she had thought that this was too much to ask. The 2 new tiny stars were named Andrew and Adam. Her other little stars, Gabriel, Javier and James, were so overwhelmed with joy that they wanted to help all the time. The lady's heart was filled with joy. She took her new little stars in her hands. She held them close to her heart and she cared for them. These 2 new stars were so tiny and beautiful. She had so much love in her. She had enough to give all of them the love they needed. They were all part of her life. They were hers to keep and love forever. As her 5 little stars grew, she would always tell them that she loved them all the same, and she always would. She promised that she would be there for them whenever they would need her, just as they were there for her when she needed them. Her wish had come true. Having 5 little stars was a joy. Now she knows deep inside that when the time is right she would have to let go. But even at that time she will always hold them close to her heart and she'll be there when they need a hug. 5 little stars that fell from the sky, grow with all your might, let your bright lights shine. Mom loves you all so very, very much. The end. Please subscribe for more bedtime story and novels.